What if I told you that by 2035, the number of adults living with obesity could surpass 1.5 billion? Just 30 years ago, the term obesity epidemic was barely a whisper in the corridors of global health discussions. Today, it stands as a towering crisis, casting a long shadow over the health of our global population. Fast forward to the year 2040. A staggering majority of the world's population is now clinically obese, and healthcare systems are buckling under the weight of this unforeseen calamity. How did we arrive at this critical juncture, and more importantly, is there a path that leads us back to health and vitality? So, before we get started, let us explore the complex science behind weight gain in humans. If you consume more calories than you burn, you gain weight. I know it's tricky to get your head around, but we can just leave this complex theory to the boffins. Anyway, now we have got the science out the way. Let's move on. In the past few decades, the world has witnessed a dramatic surge in obesity rates. In 2022, the World Health Organization reported that 1 in 8 people globally were living with obesity. This marked a significant increase from previous years, with adult obesity more than doubling since 1990. The situation is even more alarming among adolescents, where obesity rates have quadrupled. As of 2022, there were 2.5 billion adults over 18 who were overweight, and of these, 890 million were living with obesity. This translates to 43% of the adult population carrying excess weight and 16% grappling with obesity. The prevalence of overweight and obesity varied by region, with the highest rates observed in the Americas, where 67% of the population was affected. So then, why are we witnessing such a dramatic increase in fat people? What is going on? As nations develop and individuals climb the economic ladder, a transformation in dietary patterns often follows. With increased disposable income, there's a noticeable shift towards higher calorie consumption. This phenomenon is particularly evident in rapidly developing economies where traditional diets are being replaced by foods that are richer in calories and often less nutritious. In China, for example, the growing affluence has led to a significant increase in meat consumption, particularly pork, which is considered a staple and a symbol of prosperity. The trend is so pronounced that despite China's vast population, its per capita meat consumption still lags behind Western countries, indicating the potential for even greater increases as the economy continues to grow. Similarly, in Africa, cultural perceptions play a role in dietary choices. In some regions, a larger body size is traditionally associated with wealth and social status, leading to a preference for high-calorie foods that can contribute to weight gain. This cultural preference can sometimes overshadow the health implications of obesity, complicating public health efforts to address the rising rates of obesity-related diseases. So, as more and more people are pulled out of the terrible depths of extreme poverty and are faced with opportunities to eat higher calorie foods, more often then what we find is that the fat epidemic just continues to get worse. The global middle class is expanding at an unprecedented rate, and with it, a transformation in lifestyle and dietary habits is unfolding. As more individuals move out of poverty, their caloric intake often increases, leading to higher rates of obesity. This trend is particularly evident in emerging economies, where rapid economic growth has led to a surge in the middle-class population. Data from the World Obesity Federation suggests that if current trends continue, more than 1 billion people worldwide will be obese by 2030, doubling the number from 2010. This projection aligns with the growth trajectory of the global middle class, which is expected to see significant expansion in the coming years. In the United States alone, about half of the adult population is projected to have obesity by 2030, with several states approaching a prevalence close to 60%. This rise is mirrored globally, with no country on track to meet the World Health Organization's target to halt obesity by 2025. The future projection paints a concerning picture. By 2035, the number of adults living with obesity could surpass 1.5 billion, with the highest increases expected in lower-income countries where the middle class is rapidly growing. Among boys, obesity rates are expected to grow from 10% to 20% between 2020 and 2035, and among girls, from 8% to 18% during the same period. Now, of course, when you think about the complex science on weight gain that we spoke about at the start of the video, humans put on weight when they consume more calories than they burn off. So, that involves eating more higher calories, but it is also about just moving less. So not only are we seeing more people eat more calories, modern technologies and changes in the work environment mean more people are falling into more sedentary lifestyles. So, more people are eating more and moving less. As technology becomes more ingrained in our daily lives, it brings with it a sedentary shadow that can have significant health implications. Online gaming, for instance, is a popular pastime that can lead to extended periods of inactivity. Studies suggest that increased gaming time is associated with higher body mass index and lower self-reported general health status. Real-life examples of technology's impact on sedentary behaviour are not hard to find. The rise of remote work has led to a decrease in overall physical activity, as many jobs that once involved moving around an office are now performed from the confines of a home desk. The convenience of laptops and mobile devices means that work, entertainment, and social interaction can all take place without ever leaving one's seat. The effects of this shift are tangible. For example, a study conducted at Texas A&M University found that office workers using sit-stand desks still exhibited sedentary behaviours, highlighting the challenge of integrating movement into a technology-centric workday. Another study revealed that working from home can lead to decreased physical and mental well-being, correlated with increased food or junk food intake. So, what's going to happen? It seems like there is only one way this ends. As more people get richer, they get fatter and fatter, and then we will see exponential increases in fat-related deaths, all the way to the point where the global population starts to decrease. Honestly, humans have made their way through millions of years of evolution to become the most intelligent living thing on the planet, only to be killed by burgers and laptops. Sort it out, humans. What are you doing?